Welcome. My name is Nicole Babu, and I just graduated from the University of San Francisco with a Master's of Science in Behavioral Health. I would like to share with you my graduate thesis work, and we'll talk to you about supporting post-secondary enrollment and persistence among urban youth. If you're 25 years old and have graduated high school, then you are among one of 88% of US adults with a high school diploma or higher. Now, results would be very different if I were to ask individuals in one of San Francisco's poorest neighborhood, the Tenderloin, where less than 2/3 of adults have graduated high school. Education can really change life's trajectory. And so what does this mean? This means that individuals without higher education are more susceptible to health, social, and financial challenges which can affect their lives and the lives of those around them. That is why I decided to work with Demariac Academy, a 4th through 8th grade Catholic institution which has made it its mission to provide a life-changing and educational experience for the underserved living in or near the Tenderloin. While they started as a 6th grade school serving only 19 students, now, 15 years later, they serve about 120 students in 4th through 8th grade per year. Enabling this mission and going beyond the school walls is the Graduate Support Program, who has provided academic, financial, and social-emotional counseling to more than 230 students through high school and through post-secondary life. It's pretty excellent, right? Well, providing support specifically during the transition from high school to college can be quite challenging. There's lots of paperwork to be filled and decisions to be made over the summer, but no support from high school counselors. Because of this, researchers have even come up with the term summer melt, when college-bound students, typically underserved, alter, postpone, or cancel college plans the summer before they enroll. The transition to college is rough for any student, but particularly for first-generation and low-income students who may lack resources or have parents unaware of the college process. They may misinterpret questions on financial aid forms, not know how to navigate the school online portal and register for classes, or may feel obliged to stay home, work, and support their family. Not surprisingly, all these are going to affect college enrollment and retention. And despite the attention and care from the Graduate Support Program, all these factors are true among the graduates at Demariac Academy. Yes, 90 to 95% have graduated high school in the past 2 years, but not all have enrolled or persisted in school. And so how did the Graduate Support Program and I address this problem? We began by assessing the students' strengths and weaknesses. We designed a summer support workshop and implemented this workshop designed to educate and support high school graduates on the necessary daily skills for post-secondary success and academic skills for educational attainment. To gather data that would support the workshop, we began by administering 2 surveys. These surveys were later analyzed and used to guide the 2 focus groups and 6 in-depth interviews. Not surprisingly, the literature made similar recommendations that aligned with the needs found among students at Demariac Academy. Students would benefit with a program that addresses time management, stress management like mindfulness practice, financing and budgeting, family involvement and support. They would benefit with a program that teaches about campus resources, offers skills for the future like public speaking, writing professional emails and resumes, and of course, one that encourages persistence. And so based on everything collected, we designed a 6-day summer support workshop held over 8 weeks in June and July. Presented here are some pictures from the workshop which was recently held. You'll also see here that each student received a binder with the slides and activities from the workshop, as well as other resources we thought would be helpful. As you can see outlined on the course schedule and is seen in the binder as well, students heard from some college freshmen, learned about campus resources, signed up for and explored an online budgeting tool, were taken through guided meditations from a certified mindfulness instructor. They completed online scavenger hunts, visiting websites and job sites, as well as explored potential careers and majors. Essentially, all skills which are important for academic and non-academic success. Midway during the workshop, students were asked to provide a show of hands whether they supported the program's content or not. Although 90% of the students found the workshop helpful for long-term success, we won't really know if it actually improves college enrollment and retention for several more years. That's why it's important to consider its limitations. Administering a long survey, relying on self-reported information, having limited participation both during the assessment phase and during the workshop, and discussing personal information which can be uncomfortable may all lead to sample and data bias. And lastly, although I've reviewed the literature, it is important to remember that Demariac Academy graduates are only a small portion of all first-generation and low-income students. And so the question is, what's next? If the workshop does in fact support enrollment and retention, then ongoing support may be just what students need. Like the literature suggests, high school counselors should consider providing continued support to students over the summer break. And while this may prevent the summer melt, maybe summer is even too late a time to intervene for long-term success. Like one student mentions, and you'll hear later, researchers should consider looking into modifying the high school curriculums to incorporate college-bound courses throughout the year. Regardless of the approach, it is suggested that high schools find ways to provide ongoing support to its students. So over the past 8 months, I've learned a great deal of information about the population and myself. On a personal level, I've learned about the many challenges that first-generation and low-income students face and was shaken by some of their stories. Going into this program, I wanted to learn about ways to reduce the effects of stress in high school and college. And prior to reviewing the literature and talking with students at Demariac Academy, I had overlooked the transition to college. My project has given me a chance to take a step back. Supporting vulnerable populations as they transition into post-secondary life is taking preventative measures. It can prevent these students from facing mental and physical struggles later in the future. If one thing is for sure, that is the need to support adolescents as they transition into adulthood. Everyone knows about the importance of educational attainment, but people, it does not mean that it is easy to accomplish. The fact is, everyone needs support, and designing a summer workshop addressing this transition can enable underserved students to move away from poverty and reach their full potential. You'll see here that some students, how they experience the summer support workshop.
And as far as this workshop, I feel like schools should have like a class like for like senior year, like second semester. Like this should be like a class to actually help students, because this is like what you need to be learning in school, because this is like real life skills that you need for like jobs and other things.
The workshop helps support my transition because like you guys heard a little bit of everything that we'll need. So just like not only like grades and stuff, but like all the basics. So like yeah, like all the basics that they don't really teach in school, like you guys made us think about. Thank you.
And I would like to thank you. Have a great day.